Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Corin, also known as the Kitten Choreographer. My pronouns are he, they, and I am a teen with a passion for animal rescue and, in particular, kitten rescue. So today's video is not going to be related to kittens, but I hope that you can find some enjoyment or information from it anyways. If you saw my last video, you know that I got top surgery, or I was going to get top surgery, and then I did get top surgery, and that is why I have disappeared on you for again, because I seem to only be able to disappear these days, and then reappear for a little bit, and then disappear again. But, hi Craxies, come here. No? But today's video is just going to be me talking about my experience getting top surgery. I am 6 weeks post-op now, so I will be able to give you the full rundown. I don't have notes for this, so I'm just basically going to be talking about my experience as I remember it. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing I'm going to be talking about is me scheduling the appointment, because I know a lot of people are curious about that. I first tried to schedule this appointment in early 2022. Oh, and also disclaimer here, this is just my experience. I don't know your experience. Your experience might be different from mine. I'm just sharing my experience and what my doctor has said to me. And at my consultation, the doctor was like, well, since you're so young, I was 16 at the time, we want to make sure there's not like any regrowth after the surgery, so he suggested I go on testosterone. And I already wanted to go on T at that point, so I was like, yep, no problem. And he wanted me to be 6 months on T before getting the surgery. And so my original surgery was scheduled for August 2022. Then I got COVID, and then I had to reschedule, and they were basically like, well, we want you to be a couple months out from COVID, so something to do with like blood clots or something, I don't really know, but they basically said you have to be 2 months after COVID before you can get the surgery. So then they scheduled the surgery in December because they didn't have any openings 2 months after, and I was so upset. You have no idea how upset I was, unless you're trans, and then you probably can have some idea, but I was so upset because I wanted that surgery so badly. Oh, and if you don't know what top surgery is, it's basically the surgery that mostly trans people get to chop off their breasts. I will use that word because this is a family-friendly channel for the most part. And so I was really upset that the surgery was scheduled in December, but they had an opening. They put me first on the cancellation list, and I was able to get in November 1st, and I got my surgery November 1st. Yeah. This is really like me, my brain being everywhere, but it's fine, it's fine. Hopefully that's okay with you all. So I had an appointment a couple weeks before my surgery where they basically went over the surgery talk with me, like what to expect and stuff. And I also had to cut a couple things out of my diet, like I had to stop taking multivitamins. Don't entirely know why, because I'm not a doctor, but I just listened to their advice. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm also going to say no, insurance did not cover the surgeries. So yeah, I'm just going to say that. Just going to put that sad information out there. They basically just went over what the surgery was gonna be like, and then a couple weeks later I went in. I had to wake up super early at like 6 a.m. because they wanted me to take my meds 2 hours before the surgery, and the surgery was at like 8. So I also got this like antibacterial soap to shower with the morning of. Don't really know why, but just, you know, I'm not a doctor, so I know I already said that, but just reiterating that. Here's my new foster kitten, Caraxie. She's named after the House of Dragons, but I haven't actually seen that show because her other foster named her. But I'm kind of calling her Kara as a nickname. Anyway, they had me take a urine test. I know that's a little TMI, but I just want to lay it all out there for you guys here. I think that was to make sure I wasn't pregnant, which I definitely wasn't. Then they had me change into the hospital gown. I had to put, like, a shower cap type thing on, like the one for like medical people, and then I had to put on like shoes over my socks, like not shoes, but like the hospital booty things. Don't know exactly what they're called. If you see a kitten, there's a kitten right in front of me. I'm trying to mess up my camera. Then I was so scared. Let me just tell you, I was so nervous before the surgery. I was so scared something was gonna go wrong, and like I wasn't gonna wake up for the surgery, or like the surgery was gonna be botched or something. I was just terrified. So anxious. so anxious. But everything went well, obviously, which is great. They put the IV in, which I'm not scared of needles, so that was perfect, fine, easy for me at least. And then they took me to the surgery room. I love my doctor. My doctor was great. Just gonna put that out there. If you're in Lexington, Kentucky, and you need top surgery, message me. I have a great doctor recommendation for you. Sorry, that was so random. Like I said, I probably should have made notes for this video, but I just was anxious to make notes, so I was just like, I'm just gonna lay it out here without notes. They like put in the anesthesia. I don't remember them putting in the anesthesia. That's the weirdest thing. Like, I feel like they probably were like, hey, we're putting in the anesthesia now. Do not remember that. Obviously, don't remember the surgery. I was asleep for it, as one should be for a major surgery like that. And then I woke up, and sadly, I don't have any stories to tell you of how I was super loopy and said funny things, because the anesthesia they used was not that type of anesthesia. I was just really sleepy, and I don't remember much from, like, waking up from the surgery, but my parents were like, yeah, you just tried to, like, go back to sleep right in the recovery room, and the nurse had to, like, wake me up again, because I was so sleepy. I don't remember, like, changing out of my hospital gown, really. I don't remember the drive home. I don't remember much of the day after. I just know that they recommended sleeping in a recliner. So I had a recliner behind me. Like, I'm sitting on my bed right now, but I slept in a recliner for... I have mistletoe too. Anyway. But I slept in a recliner for probably about a month after the surgery. Or maybe like 3 weeks. Not entirely sure. Can't remember. And I just like slept for the entire day after, only waking up to take my pain meds. And now I'm sure people are gonna ask, like, does it hurt? Obviously the surgery itself does not hurt because you're asleep. Afterwards, I was just very, very sore. So, like, the pain meds, the prescription pain meds kept it at bay, kept the pain at bay. But, like, yes, it hurt still. And if I was late on the pain meds, it hurt. Which I wasn't really late. The first couple nights, my parents were, like, even waking me up in the middle of the night to take my pain meds, so I wouldn't wake up and be in a lot of pain. Probably the hardest part about recovery was just sitting still for so long. I'm the kind of person that, like, I don't like to feel helpless. I kind of like to get up, move around, get my own water, you know, that kind of thing. But I couldn't get up from the chair without my parents' help because I couldn't reach the lever. So I was so dependent on my parents for probably about 2 to 3 weeks there. And I'm super lucky because my dad was able to stay home with me and help me the entire time. So I would literally just send him, like, a bell emoji, like ringing a little bell, whenever I needed anything, and he would come and he would get whatever I needed. The things I needed most were, like, water. For the first couple days, I couldn't switch between activities by myself. And by activities, I mean watching YouTube or reading my book. So, like, I needed help switching between those. Even though I had a little table right next to me, it was kind of hard because it hurt so much. But my recovery actually went really well. The most painful part of it was probably, like, 1 week post-op. I had to go to my doctor for him to check everything, and it, like, really hurt in the car ride there. Even though I didn't have the seatbelt covering me, like, I put the this part of the seatbelt, like, behind me, it still hurt so bad. But that was probably the most painful part, and I was able to go off the pain meds eventually. I'm completely off pain meds now and have been for a couple weeks at least. And I've been off the prescription pain meds for even longer, but I would take, like, ibuprofen, Tylenol once I was off the prescription pain meds because I still needed some pain medication. I'm going to talk a little bit about the process for, like, going through the doctor of, like, what I needed to heal. I'm not going to show pictures even though I had them because I'm just not comfortable with that, so I'm just not going to do it. Right after the surgery, I had a bandage on with a bunch of gauze, and let's talk about the drains, because if you know or have done research on top surgery before, there are drains for a lot of people, but I was really lucky in that my surgeon doesn't do the drains with the big baggies that, like, fill up with fluid. He just did little tiny drains that look like little bent up straws that, like, stick out and then just leak into some gauze. So that's all that happened. That's all that I had. I only had them for, like, actually, like, 2 or 3 days. So I was wrong when I said that the car ride a week after was the most painful. It was the car ride, like, 2 or 3 days after. Because I forgot I had to go to the doctor for the drain thing. But it was just an ace bandage wrap with lots of gauze, padding, and then I also had tape over the incisions, like medical tape, to help them heal, and then I had, like, these little cloth-ish, kind of, these little, like, cloth circles that went over my nipples that were, like, sewn onto there to protect them, because I did need a nipple graft. The next stage was them clipping off those little cloth squares, and it's not pretty when you get to see that area for the first time. It kind of looks like, it's all, like, black and kind of gross looking, that does fade. It does go to normal eventually, by the 6-week mark, I would say. But it's not pretty. And then eventually the tape came off, but I still had to wear the bandage for 6 weeks to prevent swelling, is what my doctor said. I don't know if you're gonna have to do that. That's just what I did, because that's what my doctor said to do. I don't have the bandage anymore, and let me tell you, the first time, excuse you, we have a kitten in the litter box right now. The first time that I felt the, like, just cloth against my bare skin was, like, such a euphoria moment for me. And now, just to the random stuff, it did not hit me that I'd had the surgery for a solid 2 weeks. I was like, oh, like, I know logically that I've had it, but it did not hit me when I was just sitting down and doing nothing. Showers. Showers are painful for the first couple weeks. They gave me little stickers to put over the cloth when I had that on the nipples to protect them, but showers kind of hurt. I'm normal now with them, but showers hurt for a little bit. Probably a lot. It felt really awkward to, like, have help with the bathroom. Like, just have myself hobbling on my dad's shoulder all the way to the bathroom. Felt kind of weird. You stink. Anyway, I know that was just, like, a couple random things thrown at you. That's just because I didn't know where else to put them. And I think that's all I have now. If you guys are interested, I can totally do another video where I answer your specific questions, because, hi Craxies, because I don't know what else to share, but if you have questions, I can totally answer those for you in another video. Because I do want to try to post more time, so I will film and upload as much as I can. But yes, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like it and subscribe for more kitten and other related content. I upload on whenever I can. We're just gonna say that. Also, please make sure to leave any thoughts or questions that you have down in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching again, and goodbye!